this month we're going to talk about preparing your Masquerade skit. Elizabeth and I have done a lot of masquerades.
Yep.
And a lot of different kinds of performances, so we want to give some advice. We can't promise that we help you make an award-winning skit, but hopefully not mess it up and have an enjoyable performance. The first thing we want to talk about is getting your idea.
Right. The idea can come from either you have an idea for what you want to do on stage, or you want to do these specific costumes and, okay, and we need an idea. Or you come up with the idea and, okay, now we need costumes. We've had different examples of both come up where we're like, hey, I'm doing this costume for this con, what should we do? Or, oh my god, I love this song, what can we do with it? So it's definitely important to have a concept, because if you're on stage without a concept, no one's going to know what you're doing and the audience is going to be really, really bored.
There are some people that tend to, they think they want to do the masquerade, and so when sign-ups start, they'll sign up for a spot, but they haven't come up with their idea yet. You don't want to do that at all. You want to have your idea before you actually sign up, because one, you might not come up with anything, or two, you're taking a spot away from someone who might have had a great idea and didn't get a chance to participate.
And also for signing up, you want to read the rules very thoroughly. Rules are different from convention to convention. Like the sci-fi conventions have their own rules versus anime conventions versus whatever else kind of convention. So I think every convention I've been to has some kind of variant that's different. Right. So you want to read them. You don't want to bother the masquerade director by asking questions where it's clearly pointed out in the rules. So definitely read that first.
In fact, some conventions where the masquerade is very competitive for getting a spot, they screen the skits, they might disqualify you for asking stupid questions. So you don't want to do that. You do want to make sure the kinds of costumes you're going to use are appropriate, the type of activity you're going to do is appropriate to that convention, and your time or member limit for the group is within their operating rules.
Speaking of time, you don't have to use the whole time given to you.
Please
don't. It's not
actually
a requirement. If God forbid the convention is 5 minutes be the limit, you don't have to do 5 minutes. If there's a song you want to do, you can always cut down the song, like use a verse, a chorus, the bridge, and the end, instead of like 8 million verses and 8 million choruses. There's an awesome program called Audacity. It's free, and you can use it to edit songs. You can use it to record your video and put it together with music and other videos. So for example, my skit for PortCon, the person I was doing with, she was in Connecticut, I live in Massachusetts, and I sent her my audio of my lines, and she spliced them together in Audacity, and it was all set to go when we got to the convention.
That kind of also leads into recording your dialogue ahead of time, if you have dialogue and you're not just using a song. A lot of people at larger conventions are required to do it, but smaller conventions it's not always required by the event that you do it, but it's always recommended, even if it's in a small room. First of all, because it sounds better, and if you live far away from other people, you're able to prepare it ahead of time. You don't have to worry about forgetting your lines because you're just lip syncing them, and it actually really helps with the time limit, because you're not dragging it out, someone's dropping a line, it's the same length every time you do it.
But if you think you have something that's going to get a good reaction out of the crowd, make sure to leave a little break in there so that they don't miss your next awesome line.
Because they're laughing so loud because you're amazing.
And if you want to be amazing, you have to practice.
A lot of practice.
A lot, especially if you're dancing. Practice.
Yes. I'd say that before you even start, you want to first pick people that are going to be dedicated to it, and you want to create some kind of schedule for getting together and going over what you're going to do. I mean, obviously something more involved like a dance skit is going to take more time than something where you're just coming up with blocking for dialogue, or if you're doing it by yourself and you can come up with your own thing on your own time. But you want to give yourself more time than you think you're going to need, because something always comes up and you don't want to be crunched at the last minute.
Yeah, and the convention should give you the stage dimension so you know what kind of area you're working with, so you don't fall off the stage like some people.
Which can also disqualify you if you move yourself from the stage. We always actually tape our stage. We get it ahead of time if we're doing something major, and we tape the dimensions on the ground ahead of time, and that way we know exactly what we're going to do.
So what kind of things should you maybe avoid in your skit?
Well,
What'd you say?
I mean, you want to stick to what you're good at, okay? I mean, it isn't a talent show, but at the same time, if you know that you play an instrument, or you know that you sing, or you know that you dance, you know, something that you have experience in, you want to showcase that. I mean, you're showcasing your costume skills, you're showcasing your performance skills. You might as well do something that you're familiar with. But you want to avoid things like, if you're doing a comedy skit, in-jokes.
Yep.
Either with your friends or even within the anime or the video game, because not everybody's seen it. Even if it's something like Naruto or Death Note, I haven't seen it.
No.
I won't lie.
I mean, there's some concepts like, hey, you're writing a Death Note, someone dies, everyone knows that.
Right.
But, you know, really specific things no one's going to know, and you want a wide appeal. Things like memes and unoriginal dances like the Hari Hari Yukai, unless you can think of something original and new to do with it, just stay away.
In general, reenactments, stay away from. Do something creative, do something original, and tell a story. Any other thoughts?
That's all I got. Work hard.
Work
Think
hard.
of something new.
Have fun and
fun.
be creative, and no male, female kissing. Just stop. No more kissing. We've seen it. Go make out with your boyfriend instead, or whatever.